Well, the first leg of the 2026 Concacaf Champions Cup matchup between Inter Miami and Nashville SC ended in a very lackluster 0-0 draw. We're going to break down what we saw in this game, what the good and the bad, mostly bad, little good. We'll talk about that on both sides of this team. But before we get to that, welcome to MLS Moves, which is presented by FanDuel, our great sponsor of the show. Also, make sure you guys like this video down below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that little bell notification so you never miss a video. So, starting off in this game, Inter Miami made a couple changes in the starting 11 as well as Nashville SC did. We saw Inter Miami didn't start Matteo Salvetti, which I thought was a little weird because he'd been so good for this team in their 2-game winning streak they've had in MLS in the last 2 weeks. We saw Yende Segovia, Messi, DePaul, and Yannick Bright as the midfielders. And it was just kind of more of when they weren't really creating chances, which we'll get into in a second. But on the other side, we saw Nashville SC not start Tag Seth. We saw them not start Alex Will in the starting 11. So not complete change of starting 11s, but a couple players were out or did not start. So in the first half, it was pretty lackluster, I'd be honest with you. It wasn't very good for Inter Miami more specifically. They had 2 shots the entire first half, 0 shots on goal, 0.06 expected goal rate in the first half to Nashville SC's 7 shots, 3 on target, 0.71 expected goal rate. And Inter Miami dominated possession almost 3-1 in the first half. Now, in the first half, I honestly thought that the entire starting 11 was pretty bad for Inter Miami. Outside of Messi, really didn't have any help. He was the only creator in the entire first half. But we have to mention Maxi Falcone got injured in the 7th minute, and he had to sub out for Lujan in the 7th minute, which I was kind of worried about, because Maxi Falcone, as slow as he is, El Caricol, he has been a very reliable defender on the back line for Inter Miami, and Lujan is kind of hit or miss. So he went out and Lujan came in. That was the first opening for Nashville SC where I thought that they could have some issues, Inter Miami that is. But I think Lujan actually didn't play too bad. The first half, Inter Miami Nashville SC weren't necessarily playing a complete low block, but they were forcing them to go out wide and clogging the midfield, which we've seen, and Messi getting the ball, and there's just not a lot of space, and nobody was really helping him out in the first half. Just so much inconsistent, mediocre play for this team. Okay, first off, I thought Noah Allen was bad in the first half. I don't think he really did anything in the attack. He hasn't done anything in the attack. I don't think he's that good. His defending is okay, but his attacking is just non-existent. So they didn't have the ball at all hardly on the left side. Messi was getting the ball at the midfield on the right side to try to get the attack going too in the first half and the second half, but in the first half, and it really didn't do anything. There just wasn't anybody. There's too much standing around going on, and especially when the low block, when there's 4 guys around one guy, you're going to have to do some movement to get free to create a chance, but there wasn't much of that. So left side of the field, pretty much non-existent. They were just going from the right side. And I thought DePaul was okay. DePaul's been pretty solid this year. He had a lot. He probably had the most touches in the entire game, I would say, for either team. He's all over the pitch. But he's not really he didn't really create any chances there or anything like that. And then Berterame still just is kind of like he's like the lost man. I mean, he just really doesn't do much. And Nashville SC had some key chances in this first half too. Sam Surridge had an absolute wonder strike, but it was saved by Dane St. Clair. Dane St. Clair, very good game for Inter Miami, kept them in this game, which we'll talk about that more in the second half. So the first half, Nashville SC absolutely waxed Inter Miami. They had more chances. They had more shots on target. Now Inter Miami essentially had nothing going on for them in the first half. Okay, second half, Inter Miami comes out swinging. Now, first off, I want to say Inter Miami, I have no idea why Javier Mascherano made no substitutions heading into the second half. The first half obviously wasn't working out. I thought he would have brought in Matteo Salvetti out of the first half, or Sergio Reguilon at left back, or maybe bring in David Ayala in the midfield just to do something a little different, right? But he ran out the same starting 11 into the second half. Now, the first 20 minutes, they had some key chances. Inter Miami looked a lot better in the beginning of the second half. Now, as far as second half stats, Inter Miami had 6 shots, 1 on target. Nashville SC had 8 shots, 1 on target. Inter Miami had a 0.44 expected goal rate to Nashville SC's 0.5 expected goal rate. They dominated possession 55-45, but Inter Miami came out of the gate swinging. They had a lot more chances. There was a one shot that Berterame had where it was deflected off of, I want to say, I think it was Korin. I think he was the one who deflected that. Maybe it's Yazbek. I can't remember which specific Nashville SC player it was, but good slide tackle, able to poke the ball away before Berterame could score. But there's not a lot of good finishing. There was a couple chances, but there was no real opportunities for Inter Miami to score that they could capitalize on. And Facundo Mora, I didn't mention him about the first half, but his crosses, him in attack, he's just not been good. He's been terrible, honestly. His defending has been so-so, and his attacking it's been horrible. His passing has been off. He hasn't been able to make any good crosses. He's not been good, right? The left back and right back play for Inter Miami has been non-existent, or actually has been existent, but it's been really bad. You wish it was non-existent. That's how bad it's been. So they get him out in the 72nd minute. They bring in Ian Frey. Like I said, there's a 20-minute gap where Inter Miami looked like they could score and take the lead. It never happened. And so they make a substitution. First substitution, 2 substitutions was for Inter Miami. And they brought in Ian Frey for Facundo Mora, and then they brought in Matteo Salvetti for Talasco Segovia. And on the other side, Nashville SC brought in Tag Seth, and they brought in Alex Will. And that was kind of scary for Inter Miami because these are 2 starters for Nashville SC that they're bringing in the second half to kind of give them some fresh legs. So Inter Miami had this chance for the first 20 minutes, and then the script flips, and then Nashville SC has a chance again. They had a golden opportunity. By the way, Hany Mukhtar is absolutely washed. I mean, he is washed. He's washed on the shore, washed. I mean, he had this one chance that he missed. I can't believe he missed it. I can't believe he missed this like golden opportunity. There was no one in front of him. It was just the goalkeeper. There was a defender to the left, but he had a perfect opportunity to score, and he missed it. He whiffed it left. I think he's finished. I just don't think he's a shell of his former self. Sam Surridge had an opportunity where he chipped it over and it curled a little bit left, but they had golden opportunities the entire game. Nashville SC was the better team in this game, had more chances. I mean, overall in this entire game, they had 15 shots, 4 on target, 1.21 expected goal rate to Miami's 8 shots, 1 shot on target. And the possession was 59-41 for the entire game. Nashville SC was the better team. The problem with Nashville SC is they could not convert their chances. They couldn't finish the chances that they had. And Dane St. Clair played out of his mind. This is by far the best game that Dane St. Clair has ever played. I think it is for Inter Miami. It's the best game. He had a terrible first game with against LAFC, but in this game he played remarkable for Inter Miami, and he's the reason why Nashville SC did not win this game against Inter Miami. Now, as far as Inter Miami's attack, Inter Miami is just way too reliant on Messi to create chances, and it was like this last year. The team goes and stops with Messi, which Messi's the best player of all time. Obviously, he's going to have an impact no matter what. But the problem is that the people around him are not doing enough. They need people who can create chances outside of Messi to score, because then the game plan is stop Messi, stop Miami. Tadio Allende has been abysmal this year. $5 million this offseason, MVP or most goals in the playoff, whatever, last year in 2025. He's been non-existent this year. He's done nothing. He hasn't been fast. He hasn't been able to create chances. I don't even think he's really had any chances to score. He's been terrible for Inter Miami after they paid $5 million. He's been preseason. You know, he didn't play at all. This is like his second game, but still, he's been abysmal. Segovia wasn't good. Berterame wasn't good. Berterame's effort's good, but he's not doing anything in the attack. I mean, the team was pitiful. This was a very, very boring game, honestly. This is a very lackluster game. It was terrible. And these are 2 heavyweights in MLS. This was a stalemate. Well, I guess it really wasn't a stalemate because Nashville I thought was better. But, I mean, the result of stalemates, 0-0. And this was just, I think Miami played bad, and I think Nashville SC didn't convert their chances. So, in a sense, they played bad too. They both played bad. I don't think there was one player on Nashville SC that looked bad. Now, Madrigal had a golden opportunity. He missed it too. He was golden opportunity he had too. He missed it. So many chances they had they should have made. But anyway, the only player that I think was outright bad for Nashville SC was Hany Mukhtar. There were a couple guys who were bad for Inter Miami. And now, because it's a 0-0 draw, Inter Miami couldn't get that goal on the road, which away goals do count and give you the lead in CCC. Now they have to play the second leg in Miami or Fort Lauderdale. And they have to make sure Nashville SC doesn't score, because if Nashville SC scores one goal, guys, Inter Miami would have to score 2 to win. So Inter Miami have kind of backed themselves in a corner. The next game is next week. 0-0 is the first leg. We'll see what happens. But I mean, this does not give confidence to either team about that second leg. I honestly don't know what's going to happen. I mean, this was just, I don't, hopefully this isn't another game like this. But as bad as Miami played, they're lucky that they only drew with Nashville SC 0-0. It could have been a lot worse. We'll see what happens next week in their next game. I'm curious to see what you guys think. What was your biggest takeaway from this game? How would you rate this game? And who do you think was the best and worst player in this match? Let me know down below. Also, guys, like I said, MLS Moves is presented by FanDuel, sponsor of the show. Appreciate them. Make sure you guys like this video down below if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that little bell notification so you never miss one of our videos. Until next time, guys, I will see you all soon.